Hey guys, welcome back to another HLTV fantasy game. So this fantasy is for the IEM Summer Series of 2021, which starts on the 3rd of June, which is in 2 days. So this is the HLTV and Bitskins League. So first of all, I'm going to start off with the players here. So first, I'm picking Shiro. Quite obvious, I don't really have to explain myself too much here. He's got a HLTV rating of 1.25. Recently, they just won the Epic League RMR event for the CIS region, in which he posted a 1.39 rating. He wasn't actually top of the score, but I do believe Hobbit was slightly above him. But across 4 maps, holding a 1.39 rating is still really solid. My second player is going to be, if I can find him, Yakinda. Now, I know VP have been struggling a fair bit, and they've been a bit up and down in their results. They haven't been as consistent as they have been previously. But Yakinda's he's still been putting up pretty good performances. He's still got a HLTV rating of 1.17, and he's only $224,000 in the budget for the team. So that's not too bad. That's a really good deal. And someone with his skill set, I think it's only a matter of time before he restarts, dropping 30 bombs again against tier 1 opponents. Now my third player, now this is where I'm getting a bit tight for cash, but my third player is going to be JT. Now I primarily picked JT because he's known as being really good with util, and I had that in mind when I was going to go and select the boosters, because there's supportive roles and there's a booster for flashbangs, in which he usually scores quite high in both of those regards, both of those criteria. My fourth player now is going to be Kyojin. I think that's how you say it, Kyojin. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure I'm just butchering that completely. I know he's only young. He's new to Vitality. He's new to the scene. He hasn't been in the top for too long. I think only a couple of weeks now. But from what I've understood with a lot of interviews that I've seen with people like Apex and Sharks with HLTV, where they've really talked about how he's really lit up like the pug scene. So from the sounds of things, he seems to be a bit like a Rops. Like, doesn't really have a lot of experience, but is really skilled. And he showed up through the pug scene and climbed that way and really impressed that way. So I know he only has an 0.83 rating now, but I'm sure as he gets more and more comfortable with his skill set, it may only be a matter of time before he really starts to show his true form. But then again, I'm not sure if his roles are conducive to that, because I haven't watched too much Vitality, I will admit. And now my fifth and final player is going to be JKS. Like, I know JKS again is one of those players who hasn't been performing to his usual standard, or what we expect from him. That could possibly be down to the role clashes that have occurred with Blame F, especially on the T side. On the CD side, he's playing most of his similar spots from what I can see, but it's been a couple months now he's been part of the roster, so there's really no excuses there. But let me just run you through some of his previous results, some of his ratings. So at the moment, he only has a 1.00 HLTV rating. So yes, in that regard, that's a bit below what you would expect from a star player like JKS. But what he has done is recently been putting up performances that we're more used to coming from JKS. So, for example, versus Anonymo in Flashpoint 3, he put up a 1.58 rating. Same Flashpoint 3 tournament against Fnatic, put up a 1.13 rating. Against Furia at DreamHack Spring, he put up a 1.23 rating. So those are more the ratings that we expect from JKS. So I'm confident, well, I'm hopeful that he'd be able to carry that form. I'm not sure if it's to do with comfortability or whether or not he's just finding himself again, or it's just confidence. But I'm hopeful that he will continue that trend upwards and continue that good form into the IEM Summer Series. So now going through the roles, I've put Shiro as main AWP. No, why wouldn't you? If HLTV, there goes a bit of lag there. Then I've got Ikinda on the entry, if I can remember what that symbol looks like. The entry, again, for more obvious reasons, he's the guy that's always going to go in first. He's very aggressive. Then JT, I've got the support role. Again, that's the whole reason why I had JT there, for the flashes and support roles, which he's known to do quite well, to a high degree, high standard. Kyojin, I put headshot machine. And now, last time I looked at HLTV, he had a 62.4% headshot percentage, which is really good. So I'm going to back him as my headshot machine. And then multi-fragger, I'm going to put JKS, simply because when I watch JKS, what I find, especially on the CT side, not so much on the T side, but on the CT side, he doesn't really usually just get one kill, usually when he's anchoring. He's one of those players that will get at least 2 kills usually before he goes down, so I'm pretty confident in my multi-fragger role for JKS. So Shiro, I've put top of scoreboard again, even though I said Hobbit outperformed him in the Epic League RMR event for the CIS region. I'm still confident in Shiro's abilities to really perform to a high standard and then put him on top of the scoreboard over Hobbit, because I think that was a bit more of an overperformance from Hobbit, if I'm being honest. Now, Yakinda, I put aimbot for Yakinda. Aimbot again was for the headshot percentage, and he had a headshot percentage of 62.7% according to HLTV, not as high as Kyojin, but still 62.7% as an entry fragger is really solid. JT, again, the whole reason I put him in the team was for the supportive and flashing roles, which he does quite well. He's really good with his util usage, very efficient with it. Kojin I put as bait. Now if I can remember what the bait symbol looked like, yeah. So with Kojin, especially on T side, I suspect that he will be the one who's going in and creating these entry duels and creating these opportunities, creating the space for some of the other players like Shox and Zywoo. So I'm pretty confident that he will be going in first, and he will be traded on multiple occasions in one particular map. And then JKS, I put Avenger, if I can, and the symbols, here we go, Avenger, trade kills. So I'm simply putting him as the Avenger. This is purely based on T side, this one here, the booster for this one, for JKS, simply because he's more of what I call an extremities player. Right, him and BlameF play the extremities player. So he's less likely to be going in first. He's more likely to get the trade kills on people like Rush and people like Config if they don't just go nuts and create like 4 entry kills. So man, that's my team for the IEM Summer Series. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe to keep up to date with future HLTV fantasy games.